in terms of policy implementation?
We have the regulator right here. I saw the hands. I'll come back to you. But we have friends from the EPD here too. So I was just wondering if any of you would want to sort of there's a lot of stuff happening at the EPD these days with the World Bank, Green Development Fund, etc. So if you could sort of tell us a bit about the momentum that you've generated and what's the new work that you guys are engaged in.
Have some informed decision making. Basically, I would refer to the first policy when Dr. Pervez Hassan was making some groundbreaking in 2017, 2016, when the civil society's momentum was getting its climax, and Lahore High Court was also driving this campaign. He broken the ground without any proportionate of the contributing factors. And I guess in 2017, the smog policy, later on, I have the privilege to write, being the lead author of Punjab Clean Air Policy, which we recently promulgated in 2023. The evidence is supplemented by the FAO, then a wonderful evidence by the urban unit. I really respect and refer at various forums that is the true picture, and that is substantiated by the Peshawar study which Dawar was exhibiting over there. The proportionate, when we decouple the rural communities with the urban constituencies, comes out very identical and the similar fashion. For example, transport, urban unit disclosed that it is around more than 80%, and the same with the Peshawar. And there was a little bit difference due to the behavioral and some living standards of the Lahore and Peshawar, which was about the contribution of the domestic sector. So, particularly coming to the question of Samal, that how the regulator sees all these discussions, it is really true that we were in search of the evidence, but honestly, we have a bunch of information and the evidence at hand, luckily supported by the urban unit from the government side. Now we are looking for the solutions, smarter solutions. Those have some causal relation. Either I am going to implement this specific intervention, either it is going to cause some reduction in the pollution levels. Here I and Umar have the opportunity to listen the World Bank. They come up with one model that they establish the causal relation that if you are going to implement this intervention, it will be reducing this much of the pollution. So such sort of the causal relationing models or the instruments are required at the government level. Like he also rightly mentioned that the turnaround and the other secretaries don't take interest when he is pretty sure about, while paying attention to his incumbency board, that I will not be residing or serving for more than 6 months. So he will be not taking and making some decisions. Those are of the long term and they inviting some sort of the investment. So in this situation, we would request and we are looking forward towards the triple P mod, if they could make some intervention and the society takes lead, some investors and some other genius minds could make collaboration with the government agencies and having some, no doubt, financial incentivization is the core of all policy implementation. But for that, since 2 to 3 years being engaged with the Punjab Green Development Program, which is the $273 million program, the government of Punjab has negotiated and implementing with the financial assistance of the World Bank. So from that, such sort of the arrangements are not a big deal for the government, but what actually is, what type of the technical solutions and the techniques and strategies we are going to negotiate with them. Either they are yielding or they are only for the sake of capacity building in terms of multiplying our HR and some promulgating some policy instruments. So what we really looking for is, if you people, you researcher, you genius mind could advise us that this is the practically and specific fire, because to control transport sector, bring mass transit, yes, it is pretty good. And we are bearing in our mind since 2017, since the Dr. Pervez Hassan unveiled an innovative policy for tackling the smoke. So, for referring and also invoking the Punjab Clean Air Policy, this is the policy which the government has given the challenge to its own self. It is the different policy than the other national and the provincial policies. By how it differentiates with the other one is, it is bearing some quantitative target with the time bindings. The government has to reduce the concentration of this particular pollutant by this year. So I guess for this, we will be, once again, I am reiterating that we will be more interested about specific interventions and their proportionate of the impact which we can cause. Thank you. Okay. Right now, they are strengthening from the two dimensions right now. On regulatory or the governance side, and the second is from green investment. They are mobilizing some funds. Only that is only a piloting stage, not on the bulk or the
Endowment,
that is sort of the endowment
an
fund.
endowment fund. So, my 2 cents on the World Bank thing is that, it's like a buffet of all type of intervention. So, what I would subscribe to their point of view, and I think we have discussed it internally within the government in the last couple of years, is let's set a target. Just set a target for Lahore that we need to bring it down, and now there is enough of remote sensing and otherwise data which can sort of show whether that effort has been achieved or not. We really need to push this thing forward rather than